Picture this, a quiet suburban street, bathed in the glow of red and blue police lights. A cruiser screeches to a stop right in front of our house. Neighbors are peeking out from behind their curtains, whispering to each other, their faces lit with curiosity. And there, standing on our lawn, is Linda Hayes, HOA President, neighborhood tyrant, and the queen of petty grudges. Her arms are crossed, her lips curled into a smug little smirk. Officers, she snaps, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. Arrest her, she's breaking the law. She's pointing at my wife, Evelyn, Colonel Evelyn Reed, fresh off a 9-month deployment on the USS Truman. Eve still in her Navy uniform, medals glinting under the porch light, her face tired but proud. Her crime a welcome home banner we hung above the garage. Red, white, and blue, painted by our kids. It's 4 inches too tall, according to Linda's precious rulebook. 4 inches. Evelyn stands tall, unshaken. Her voice is steady, like she's addressing her crew at sea. Ma'am, this is my home. I've served my country, that banner's staying. Linda's eyes narrow to slits. She whips out her phone, dialing 911 again, her voice climbing. She's defiant, a danger to this community. The cops step forward, hands resting on their belts. The air feels thick, heavy, like a storm's about to break. Neighbors hold their breath, but then, something shifts. One officer stops dead in his tracks. His eyes lock on Evelyn's rank insignia. He leans over, whispers to his partner. Their faces change. No cuffs come out. No orders are barked. Instead, the lead officer salutes. Linda couldn't know who she was messing with. Evelyn's not just a veteran. She's a commanding officer of 300 sailors. She outranks every cop in this town, and this little HOA power trip. It's about to blow up in Linda's face. Let's rewind a few days. Evelyn's boots hit the tarmac after months at sea. I'm there, heart pounding, our kids, Mia and Jake, clutching a banner they made themselves. Welcome home, Mom, it says, covered in messy stars and stripes. We hang it above the garage, a small way to honor a woman who's been leading missions in the Persian Gulf. When Eve sees it, her eyes get misty. You guys, she says, her voice cracking, pulling us into a hug. For one night, it's perfect. We're whole again. Then at dawn, a letter slips under our door. It's typed, cold, official. Violation notice. Unauthorized signage exceeding regulation size. Remove within 24 hours or face $500 fine. Signed, Linda Hayes. I laugh at first. Seriously, a banner, but Evelyn's face hardens. She's seen real battles, faced real threats. This is nothing. It's not about the banner, she says, her voice low. It's about control, and she's right. Linda's been ruling Willow Creek like it's her personal kingdom, fining people for trash cans left out too long, for unapproved flower beds, even for wrong shades of paint. There are whispers she's digging into people's finances, but no one's dared to call her out, until now. We measure the banner. It's 48 inches tall. HOA rules say 44, 4 inches. I roll my eyes. This is ridiculous, Eve. She nods, but her jaw's tight. Let's keep it up, she says. I've earned this. So we do. It's a small act of defiance, but it feels right. The next morning, Linda's at our door. Her hair's pulled back so tight it looks painful. Her smile fake as ever. Colonel Reed, she says, dragging out the title like it's a joke. Your little display's a violation. Take it down or I'll make you. Evelyn doesn't blink. Go ahead and try. She says, her voice calm but razor sharp. Linda's smile twitches. She storms off, heels clicking like a ticking bomb. By noon, another letter arrives. This one's uglier. Failure to comply will result in legal action and daily fines of $1,000, $1,000 a day. For a banner, I'm fuming, but Evelyn's cool as ever. She's bluffing. She says, folding the letter neatly, let's see how far she goes. But Linda doesn't stop. By evening, the whispers start. Neighbors avoid us at the mailbox. At the community pool, someone mutters, Evelyn's unstable. Too much time at sea. My blood boils. Unstable. My wife, who's navigated warships through storms, who's led sailors through missile drills. This isn't about a banner anymore. It's war. The next day, the fines pile up. Our grass is too tall. by half an inch. Our mailbox is leaning. The total's at $3.00, and it's only been 2 days. I want to march over to Linda's house, but Evelyn stops me. We do this my way, she says, her voice like iron, smart, legal, final. That night we dig into the HOA bylaws. They're a mess, vague, contradictory, but Eve spots something. A rule about fines over $1.00 needing board approval. No meeting was called, no vote was held. Linda's acting alone. This is her first mistake. Eve says, her eyes glinting, we don't know it yet, but we're about to uncover something much bigger than a banner. Something that could bring Linda's whole empire crashing down. The sun dips low over Willow Creek, painting our street in soft oranges and pinks. The welcome home banner still hangs above our garage, its colors bold against the fading light. But there's a chill in the air, a tension that's more than just the evening breeze. Linda Hayes isn't just coming for our banner anymore. She's coming for Evelyn, for her reputation, her peace, her home. My wife's faced storms at sea, guided sailors through chaos, but this is a different kind of fight. It's personal, and it's ugly. By day 3, the violation notices hit like a barrage. One says our porch light's too bright. Another claims our car's parked an inch over some invisible line. Each comes with a fine $300, $450, $600. We're staring at nearly $300 in penalties, and it's only been a few days. I'm pacing the kitchen, my hands balled into fists. Eve, this is insane. She's burying us. Evelyn's at the table, her navy uniform folded neatly beside her. She's in a plain sweater now, but her eyes are all business. It's not about the money, she says, her voice low, steady. She's scared. She's hiding something, and she thinks she can bully us into backing down. Eve's always been like this, calm under fire, reading people like she's reading a battlefield. She pulls out the HOA bylaws, her finger scanning the pages. Here, she says, tapping a line, fines over $1.00 need a board vote. Where's the vote, Tom? Where's the ledger for any of this? I stare at her. I've lived here 5 years, and I've never seen a financial report. Nobody has. Linda runs the HOA like it's her personal playground. Meetings are a show, questions get shot down, documents stay hidden. She's collecting thousands. Eve says, her voice tightening. Where's it going? That night, Eve's on her laptop, digging like a detective. This is the woman who planned missions for a carrier strike group. Linda's no match for her. By midnight, she finds something. The HOA hasn't filed a tax return in 2 years. That's not just sloppy. Eve says, her eyes narrowing. That's illegal. My heart races. We're onto something big, but before we can dive deeper, the doorbell rings. It's 1 a.m. I open the door to find Sarah, our neighbor, looking like she's seen a ghost. Her voice is barely a whisper. Tom, Linda's spreading lies. She's saying Eve's unhinged, dangerous from her deployment. She's pushing for a vote to evict you guys. My stomach twists. Evict us from our own house. She can't do that, I say, but Sarah shakes her head. She's got the board wrapped around her finger, and I heard her mention a lawyer. She's not playing. I close the door, my mind reeling. Evelyn overhears, her face like stone. Let her try, she says, her voice low, dangerous. She's digging her own grave. The next morning, Linda ups the stakes. A tow truck rolls up, ready to haul our car for that parking violation. I'm outside in seconds, yelling, this is our driveway. The driver shrugs, muttering HOA orders. Then Eve steps out. Stand down, she says, her voice carrying the weight of a battlefield command. The driver blinks, hesitates, then drives off. Across the street, Linda's watching from her porch, her face red. She doesn't say a word, but her glare screams trouble. By afternoon, the rumors get nastier. A flyer shows up in mailboxes, anonymous but reeks of Linda. It calls Eve a threat to community safety, says her military mindset, makes her unstable. I'm shaking with rage. Eve spent her life serving this country, and now she's being smeared in her own neighborhood. I want to tear the flyers down, bang on Linda's door, but Eve grabs my arm. She wants us to lose it. she says, her voice calm but fierce. We don't react, we plan. That's when I see it, the fire in her eyes. She's not just fighting for us. She's fighting for every neighbor Linda's bullied. That evening, we head to the HOA meeting. The community center's stuffy, packed with folding chairs and nervous faces. Linda's at the podium, her smile fake as ever. The board, 3 of her loyal followers sits behind her, looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. She starts her usual spiel, community standards, property values. Then she zeroes in on us. The Reed family's violated multiple bylaws. She says, her voice dripping with fake concern, their defiance threatens us all. I propose a vote for immediate penalties, maybe even eviction. The room gasps. Eviction for a banner. Mike, a neighbor, stands up. Linda, this is too far. They're good people. Others murmur agreement, but Linda cuts them off. Rules are rules, Mike. We can't let one family ruin us. Evelyn stands slow, deliberate. The room goes dead quiet. Ms. Hayes, she says, her voice clear, unshaken. You've issued $3,000 in fines without a board vote. Where's the financial ledger? Where's the money? The crowd stirs. Linda's smile twitches. That's not your concern, she snaps, but Eve doesn't back down. It's the law, public record, show us. Linda's flustered now, her face red. The board members shift in their seats. No one's ever called her out like this. She bangs her gavel, ending the meeting early. We'll address this later, she mutters, storming out, but the damage is done. Neighbors are whispering, doubting. Eve's cracked Linda's armor, and it's only a matter of time before it shatters. That night, a new notice lands on our doorstep. It's not a fine, it's a summons. Linda's called the cops, claiming Eve's harassment. At the meeting broke some vague community peace or rule. They're coming tomorrow. I'm ready to explode, but Eve just smiles. She's panicking. She says, her voice low, almost amused, and that's when people slip up. As we sit in the dark, planning our next move, I realize Linda's not just fighting a neighbor. She's fighting a colonel. And she's about to lose everything. Morning breaks over Willow Creek, gray clouds hanging low, like the sky itself is holding its breath. 2 police cruisers roll into our cul-de-sac, their lights flashing silently, cutting through the dawn. The welcome home banner sways gently above our garage, a little worn but still proud. Across the street, Linda Hayes stands on her lawn, arms crossed, that smug smirk plastered on her face. She thinks she's got us cornered, thinks the cops are here to haul Evelyn away, shamed in front of the whole neighborhood. Oh, how wrong she is. The air's thick with tension, neighbors peeking out, some bold enough to step onto their porches. They've heard the whispers. Evelyn's dangerous, unstable. They're about to see who's really unhinged. Evelyn steps onto our porch, still in her Navy uniform from a morning at the base. Her medals catch the light, her posture all command and calm. I'm beside her, heart hammering, gripping the railing. The lead cop, Sergeant Carter, walks up, his face weathered but kind. Linda points at Eve, her voice piercing. That's her. She's been harassing me, breaking bylaws, threatening everyone. Her words are sharp, practiced, like she's been rehearsing this moment. Carter glances at her, then at Eve's rank insignia, Colonel, U.S. Navy. He stops short, his eyes soften. He turns to Linda, his voice low but firm. Ma'am, step back. Let us handle this. Linda's smirk wavers just for a second. Carter approaches Eve, but not like he's about to arrest her. He extends a hand. Colonel Reed, he says, his voice warm, respectful. I served under Admiral Hayes in 09. Heard about your work on the Truman. Eve nods, her face steady. Appreciate that, Sergeant. The younger cop behind him snaps a crisp salute, like he's standing before a general. The neighborhood goes quiet. Linda's jaw hits the floor. This isn't her plan. She stomps forward, her voice shaking with fury. Arrest her. She's breaking the law. Carter's eyes harden. Ma'am, I need you to calm down. We're here to investigate, not make a scene. They ask about the banner. Eve explains, her voice even, like she's briefing her crew. It's a welcome, home gift from our kids, 4 inches over the HOA size limit. Carter looks at it, then back at Linda. This is why you called us. His tone's flat, almost disbelieving. Linda sputters. It's not just the banner. She's defiant, unstable. Carter raises an eyebrow. Unstable, ma'am, this is a decorated officer. The crowd murmurs, heads turning. Linda's losing her grip, and she knows it. She retreats, muttering about escalating this further. But Carter's not done. He asks for the violation notices. Eve hands over the stack. Grass height, mailbox tilt, porch light, all nonsense. Carter flips through them, his jaw tightening. These fines, they're over the top. Where's the board approval? Linda, still lingering across the street, freezes. Her voice cracks. That's HOA business. Carter shakes his head. Not when you're dragging us into it. I'll need your bylaws and financials. The neighbors gasp. Linda's face goes white. She mumbles something about getting the documents and scurries off. The cops leave, promising to follow up, but Eve's eyes are burning now. She leans in, her voice a whisper. She's hiding money, Tom, and I'm going to find it. That afternoon, Eve's in full mission mode. She calls Rachel, an old Navy buddy turned fraud lawyer, who's all business over speakerphone. No ledger, missing tax filings. That's embezzlement territory, Rachel says, her voice sharp. Get me the charter and bank records. Eve's already on it, combing through public filings like she's hunting enemy subs. She finds a hole. The HOA hasn't filed taxes in 2 years, not since Linda took over. She's running a scam, Eve says, her voice low, intense, and she's using us to distract everyone. I'm stunned, but not surprised. Linda's been lording over this neighborhood too long. We start talking to neighbors quietly. Sarah, who tipped us off, spills more. Linda controls the board. She whispers over coffee. Nobody sees the books. She just says it's handled. Mike, another neighbor, admits he paid $2.00 last year for unapproved fence paint. I never saw a ledger, he says, his voice bitter. The puzzle's coming together. Linda's not just a control freak, she's a thief. But we need hard proof. That night, Eve finds it. An old HOA newsletter buried online mentions $1.50 reserve fund for park upgrades. Except the parks are wreck-cracked benches, weeds everywhere. Where's the money? Eve digs into bank records. The HOA account under Linda's name shows big withdrawals funneled to a personal LLC. Got her. Eve says, her voice a mix of triumph and fury. But there's a hitch. The HOA charter, the rulebook Linda's been wielding like a clubbie's missing from public records. Without it, we can't prove she's acting outside her power. Then a neighbor slips us a gold mine, an old email from Linda to the board, talking about adjusting the charter to streamline fines. Adjusting, that's code for forging. If that charter's fake, every fine she's issued is worthless. Every rule she's enforced is a lie. The stakes are huge now. If we nail this, Linda's done. If we slip up, we could lose everything, our savings, our home. The next day, a new notice hits our door. It's not a fine, it's a summons. Linda's claiming Eve's outburst at the meeting violated some May DUP community harmony rule. The fine, $5.00. It's a desperate move, and Eve knows it. She's scrambling. She says, her voice calm but deadly. She's scared of what we'll find. Rachel suggests a bold play, demand a special audit at the next HOA meeting. It's risky, Linda owns that room, but it could force her to show the books or crack under pressure. As we plan, I see that fire in Eve's eyes again. Linda's not just fighting a neighbor. She's fighting a woman who's faced down real enemies and won. And tomorrow's when it all goes down. The community center feels like a pressure cooker tonight. Every chair's filled, neighbors leaning forward, whispering, their eyes darting between us and the podium. The fluorescent lights hum overhead, casting a stark glow on Linda Hayes. She's up there, gripping her gavel like it's her last lifeline, her smile so tight it might crack. She's trying to play queen, but her hands are shaking and her eyes keep flicking to the door. She knows something's off. Across the room, Evelyn sits beside me, cool as ever, her blazer sharp, her face unreadable. I'm clutching a folder stuffed with evidence. Bank records, that shady newsletter, a leaked email. The welcome home banner still hangs over our garage, a quiet rebellion. Linda thinks she's in control. She's about to learn how wrong she is. Linda starts the HOA meeting with her usual routine: community, pride, property values, all that jazz. But her voice is off, a little too high, a little too fast. She's rattled from last time, when Eve called her out on the missing ledger. The neighbors are watching her now, not us, their faces full of doubt. She rushes through the agenda, trying to wrap things up quick. "Any new business?" she asks, her tone clipped, like she's daring anyone to speak. Evelyn stands slow, steady, like she's taking command of a ship. The room goes dead silent. "I move for a special audit," she says, her voice clear, cutting through the tension like a knife. Every fine, every account, every dollar publicly disclosed. The crowd gasps. Linda's gavel freezes. "That's not necessary," she stammers, her face flushing. "The books are fine, then show us." Eve says, holding up our folder, her voice calm but unyielding. "We've got missing tax filings, unreported fines, withdrawals to a personal LLC. The room buzzes. She pulls out the newsletter, holding it high. "This says there's a $50,000 reserve fund for the park. So where's the money, Ms. Hayes? The park's falling apart." Neighbors turn, their eyes narrowing. Mike, the guy fined for his fence, stands up. "Yeah, Linda, where's my $2,000? What's it paying for?" Others join in, their voices sharp, angry. Linda's losing them fast. She bangs her gavel, shouting, "Order, this is out of line." But Eve's not done. "There's more," she says, her voice dropping low, dangerous. "The HOA charter's missing from public records. But you wrote about adjusting it in an email. Did you forge it?" The room explodes. Shouts, gasps, chaos. Linda's shaking, her voice a squeak. I didn't." The board members behind her look like they want to bolt. Greg, the quiet one, speaks up, his voice shaky. "Linda, we've never seen the ledger either." The crowd loses it. Greg's been her yes, man forever. If he's turning, it's over. Neighbors are on their feet, chanting, "Show the books, show the books." Linda slams her gavel, screaming, "Meeting adjourned," but no one's listening. She storms out, her heels clicking like a retreating army. The board stays stunned. Greg clears his throat. "I'll call for a vote. The audit's happening." The room roars with approval. Evelyn sits down, her eyes glinting. We've got her. The next week is a whirlwind. Rachel, Eve's lawyer friend, files a complaint with the state. Investigators show up, combing through Linda's home office, hauling out boxes of records. The truth spills out like a broken dam. The charter, forged. Linda rewrote it to give herself total control. The fines, thousands siphoned to her personal LLC vacations, a shiny new SUV, even a down payment on a condo. That $50,000 park fund gone, funneled into her accounts. The audit uncovers $200,000 in stolen money over 3 years. Neighbors are furious. Mike's $2,000, Sarah's $1,500, countless others, all stolen. Linda tries to skip town, but the law catches up. She's arrested, charged with embezzlement and fraud. The HOA crumbles and rebuilds. The old board's gone, replaced by new faces, with Greg stepping up as interim president. He's no saint, but he's honest, shaken by his own silence. Every fine Linda issued, including ours, is voided. The banner stays up, now a badge of honor. Neighbors stop by, some with tears in their eyes. "We should have said something sooner." Sarah says, her voice heavy. Eve just nods. "You did when it mattered." The park gets new benches, paid for with recovered funds. Kids laugh there again, the sound cutting through the old tension. In the end, Linda loses everything. Her house, bought with stolen money, is seized to repay the HOA. She's living in a rented apartment somewhere across town now, her name a warning whispered at barbecues. Our street feels different, lighter, freer. Neighbors wave, smile, no longer looking over their shoulders for Linda's watchful eyes. Evelyn and I sit on our porch, the banner still hanging, a little faded but proud. Mia and Jake are playing in the yard, their laughter filling the air. "You didn't have to take her on like that," I say, my voice soft. Eve smiles, her eyes warm but fierce. "I've fought worse," she says, glancing at the kids. "This was for them, for us." SGD, Carter sends a note a week later, just 3 words, "Well played, Colonel." We laugh, tucking it away. Willow Creek's ours again, not because we won a fight, but because we stood up. If you've ever dealt with an HOA bully or a neighbor like Linda, drop your story in the comments. Let's hear it. Because sometimes, taking on a tyrant doesn't just save your home. It saves your community.